I did not understand money when I was your age. I understood work. I understood bills. I understood being tired. But money itself felt like something that passed through my hands, nodded politely, and disappeared before. Every payday I told myself the same thing: this month will be better. Then rent came out, the car payment came out, insurance came out, groceries cost more than I expected, and the credit card balance sat there like it had been waiting for me. I thought personal finance for beginners was something people learned after they had extra money. That was my mistake. You do not learn to manage money after life becomes comfortable. You learn it so life has a chance. If you like calm, honest financial breakdowns with real examples, real numbers, and no hype, subscribe to the channel before we go deeper, because this is the kind of lesson many of us only learn after. The first lesson I want you to remember is this: a paycheck is not a plan. A paycheck is only raw material. It can become rent, debt, safety, stress, freedom, or regret, depending on who gets to control it first. When I was younger, I let the month control it. I paid whatever was loudest, bought whatever felt deserved, ignored whatever felt uncomfortable, and then acted surprised when the account looked empty again. That is not money management. That is financial survival. And survival can start to feel normal when everyone around you is doing the same thing. The dangerous part is that nothing looks crazy from the outside. A normal apartment, a normal car, a normal phone bill, a normal dinner out, a normal subscription. But too many normal expenses can build. I learned that the hard way one winter when the furnace broke, and the repair bill was $600. $600 should not have felt like a disaster, but it did, because I had built a life where every dollar already had a. That night, I sat at the kitchen table with the bill in front of me and realized I was not broke because I never worked hard. I was broke because my money had no protection between payday and panic. I want you to understand something I wish I understood earlier. Being able to afford the payment does not mean you can afford the life attached to it. A car payment is not just a car payment. It brings insurance, gas, maintenance, registration, repairs, and a strange kind of pride that makes you A house or apartment is not just rent or mortgage. It brings utilities, furniture, repairs, parking, higher expectations, and sometimes the feeling that you have to live up to the place you chose. That is how many people get trapped. Not because they are foolish, but because every decision looks affordable when it is separated from the other decisions. When I first tried budgeting, I did it wrong. I made a perfect plan for a perfect version of myself. That version cooked every meal, never bought anything impulsively, never got tired, never had a bad day, and apparently never wanted to enjoy. That budget lasted about 9 days. Then I failed once, felt guilty, and gave up completely. I thought the problem was me, but the problem was that I had built a plan with no room for being human. A real budget has to include life. It has to include groceries and gas, but also tired nights. It has to include debt. The goal is not to spend nothing. The goal is to stop spending blindly. There is a huge difference between buying dinner on purpose and buying dinner, because stress took over before you had a plan. Comment checklist below and check the pinned comment. I'll leave the free money audit there so you can see where your paycheck is going before the month starts making. The first real system I built was simple. When money came in, I separated it before I touched it. Bills first, savings second, debt third, spending last. That order changed more than I expected. Bills first meant I stopped pretending. Fixed expenses were optional. Rent did not care about my mood. Insurance did not care that I had a stressful week. The credit card company did not care. Saving second was harder because saving small felt almost embarrassing. $20, $50. Sometimes debt third meant I had to face the balances I had been avoiding. I had used credit cards as a bridge during hard months, but the bridge had become a toll road. Every paycheck had to pay for. Spending last changed the way I saw fun. Before, fun was whatever I could justify in the moment. After, fun became something I planned for honestly, so it did not turn into guilt later. I want you to remember this. A budget should not remove all joy. It should remove the confusion that turns joy into regret. When you know what is safe to spend, you enjoy it differently. A dinner out feels better when it is not stealing from the electric bill. A weekend plan feels lighter when it is not quietly becoming credit card debt. The next lesson is about saving versus investing. People love to argue about which one matters more, but that question is too simple. Savings protects you from short-term chaos. Investing helps build long. If you skip savings and invest everything, life can force you to pull money out at the worst time. If you only save and never invest, your money may stay safe but never really grow. If you ignore high interest, so do not ask what looks smartest online. Ask what your life needs next. Does it need breathing room? Does it need less debt? Does it need a simple investment? And never be ashamed of starting small. Small is how most real financial progress begins. Quietly, repeatedly, without applause. I also want you to be careful with the word deserved. That word cost me a lot of money. I deserved a better car. I deserved a nicer apartment. I deserved dinner out. I deserved a break. Deserving something emotionally does not make it affordable financially. That was a painful lesson, because many of my worst money decisions felt reasonable in the moment. I was not trying to impress strangers. I was trying to feel like I was not behind. That is how comparison works. It does not always make you chase luxury. Sometimes think about your cash flow like a fence around your life. Every recurring bill is a gate. Every debt payment is a gate. Every subscription is a gate. Every habit is a gate. If too many gates are open, you do not have to close every gate in one day. That is where people quit. They try to fix their whole life at once, fail by Thursday, and decide budgeting does not work. Start with one gate. Cancel one thing you do not use. Lower one bill. Stop adding to one credit card. Cook 3 meals you normally would have bought. Save the first small amount. The power is not in one perfect move. The power is in proving to yourself that your money can still listen to you. Once I saw that, my confidence changed. Not loudly, not overnight. But the next time payday came, I did not feel like I was waiting for rescue. I felt like I was holding a set of Comment checklist below if you want the simple money audit. I'll leave it in the pinned comment so you can see your fixed expenses, flexible leaks, debt, and remember this: the goal is not to become obsessed with money. The goal is to stop being quietly controlled by it. When you start managing money, some people may not understand. They may think you are being cheap. They may joke when you skip a dinner or keep the older car. Quiet wealth often begins with choices that look unimpressive. Paying down a card instead of upgrading your phone. Building a small emergency fund instead of booking a trip. These choices do not make you better than anyone. They simply make you less trapped. And less trapped is a beautiful thing when you have spent years feeling like every paycheck. The practical rule is this: before you buy anything that creates a monthly payment, ask what part of your life that payment will take from you. Will it take your savings, your peace, your ability to handle emergencies, your future choices? Because money is never just math. It is sleep, it is stress, it is the ability to say no, it is the ability to fix a problem without begging the next paycheck. The big reveal is that managing money is not about loving money. It is about loving your future enough. A paycheck can either rescue you for a moment or build you a little more freedom every month. So when your next payday comes, do not just feel relief. Sit down with it, give it jobs, protect some of it, repair something with it. Let a small piece. Comment checklist below and check the pinned comment. I'll leave the free money audit there along with the community details so you can start with one honest look at your own cash. I hope you learned this earlier than I did. Money without direction disappears, but money with direction can slowly give you your